Shut that boy up. Crazy nigga sit in my brain. I'm a fuck nigga. Nigga with nothing. Shut these dumb niggas. Something they tough nigga. Bitch, I'm just trying to fuck at some blood nigga.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's NGSU here. My name is Ahmad. This is NGSU, and we're back here with Call of Cthulhu Part 5. Yeah, so let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and enter the madness. Chapter 6. Pierce woke up in the asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Cullen and a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Saunders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Cullen. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Okay. Alright. Whew. Is that an octopus? What is that? Is that is that a Cthulhu? Like literally? The giant.
Who goes there?
Yo, he tripping.
That night.
Okay, all right. We got to take some quick look at things real quick. Quick things. All right. First thing we got to look at Sanity. Shaken. The ordeals you have gone through have left you their mark, but you still have to manage the best you can. You can keep your mind in order to chase away the doubts of painful memories, but you still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along this path of insanity. Nightmares. Dude. I'm slowly starting to lose them. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip these points real quick.
Again. I need a drink.
Alright. The grave accusation. Do you realize what they are? That I have duty to the patient. That man is toying with their lives.
Who knows what he could do with what?
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Okay.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Is this even real?
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
I met a Francis Saunders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. Yeah. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
Dude,
I'm not sure I can explain it.
If she would have seen it.
Tell me how Mr. Saunders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Saunders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being,
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Saunders?
Francis Saunders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Saunders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Saunders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Saunders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
That might overcomplicate things. We need to keep her calm. But if we don't tell the truth and she learns the truth anyways, don't lie. Just, honesty is the best policy.
Right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow.
I knew it.
Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
See, I knew a decision like that. See, I knew it. Okay.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
He doesn't remember them all.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Alright, that's a bet. Be out of here. Chapter 6, the Saunders residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow: Francis Saunders, an art collector and a friend of the painter, who died in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak of his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Saunders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
We don't like her.
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly.
Yeah, she's a walking
The brave
problem.
detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way,
Cat
Mr.
Baker.
Pierce.
That's her whole name.
And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Saunders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me.
See, telling the truth
However,
helps
it will
people.
require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis.
Oh, what a dick.
His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
Shane.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Saunders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your...
1 second.
Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Saunders. I won't be long.
See, telling her the truth was not the problem. If I would have avoided the truth and tried to spare her...
The day the Shambler came into the Saunders' lives.
If I would have... Okay, 1 second. Alright, well, I didn't know I ran into something. That easy? Okay. Alright.
Francis Saunders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Alright, I was not paying attention.
A house of artists.
There's something about them. Okay, here. Blocked.
Saunders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Saunders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. She refused to sell the painting because she already knew that the painting was somewhat cursed. And she didn't want to lay that on him. Saunders persisted and got the painting. And then after the fact that he got the painting sent him crazy, or he was visited by her husband. Or at least that's the lines of what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Ah!
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Probably watching me walk around.
Did she really care for him after all?
I acknowledge the receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you I cannot agree on the return of his body to you at this point. At this moment in time, his interment, and you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of the body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. What a cunt. I have my deepest apologies of like saying stuff like that, but like, dude, what a douchebag. Like, what was the purpose of that? Like, why? Like, all she wants to do is mourn. She's clearly trying to deny the fact that she had anything
Let's
to
see
do.
what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
That she has anything to do with the death of her husband, which she doesn't, because she didn't know. She just wanted him to get better because she thought he was going insane. And the Francis Silver, an audio recording that Francis Center left for his wife, Irene. Okay, key item. Okay. I don't know if I might have got everything in the living room.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Okay. I'm getting lucky today.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Okay.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Okay. This volume spends our time on the Reverend, not trying to pronounce that, community of the Reverend community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision of the messenger sent by her God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. They're like clue after clue after clue. Key to the Saunders gallery. Dope. Okay. Push it back? No. Would you read the book? It's a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. No, I shouldn't have read the book. I have a feeling that I just added to his sanity. Pierce read the ancient... The bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world. Except to read an unholy book. An occult or parallel dimensions, the very nature of knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce has lost some of his sanity. Why? Do I not just mind my business?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others.
Fair.
What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Saunders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
And you? What brings you to the Saunders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Okay.
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
No, you're quite annoying, to be honest. I didn't know it was an unholy book. Then I messed with his sanity.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Oh no, I got stuff to hide in. That's it. That's
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Okay, I'm gonna speed up, try and see if I can find any clues or anything useful.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
I'm not gonna go straight to it because that's too obvious. When you go straight to the objective, you end up missing something. Okay. I'm gonna end up missing something if I do not look around. Alright, well, I went around an entire circle, went through, looked at everything. If I missed something, I'm gonna be mad because I definitely did look everywhere. What's so special about this painting? Just to the... Stay calm, Pierce. Stay calm, Pierce. Stay calm, Pierce. You're not... Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Alright. What the... Nah, no. Oh, that's what killed him. Once you've seen the Shambler sees you. That's what ripped him apart. Gotta keep my hand on the controller just to see.
What the hell was that?
Oh, no! No! I can't run fast enough. I can't run fast enough. Oh. Big moves! Stop playing with me, kid! We're not built the same! Walk away, walk away, walk away. Nope, we out of here. Hit the door, hit the door. Oh, no.
I can't even move away.
Oh, come on!
Must get better.
Dude, I hit the door, right? Okay. Skip. Alright, big moves. Okay.
What the hell was that?
So he's on my left. He's on my left. Okay, no, he's over there. He's over there. Okay. Gotta go this way. Stay low. Nope. Run. Closet. No! That wasn't a closet! Oh my gosh! Okay.
What the hell was that?
I have to go right. I have to go right immediately. Move. Okay, so I know for a fact. Run for it. He hates closed-in spaces. I can't stay in here for long. Oh, of course it came in this room. I didn't leave. Oh, no. Don't lose your shit. Come on, it'll be over soon. it came out of the painting, so there must be a link. Okay, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Cut the painting. Cut the painting. Run to the painting. Running, cut the painting. Cut the painting. Okay, alright, so I gotta find weapons around the room to beat it up with. Okay, alright, cool. Kel. Big moves. Oh.
Damn it. This dagger didn't work.
Fuck out of here. Me in here. He was right on my.
This dagger looks different.
Yes, sir. Let's get active. Cut that boy up.
Crazy nigga sit in my brain. I'm a fuck nigga. Ain't a nigga with nothing. Fuck nigga. Shut these dumb niggas. Something they tough nigga. Bitch, I'm just trying to fuck at some blood nigga.
Don't do it.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Saunders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Saunders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Dude. So much just happened. Oh, I think I might have said too much. I said entirely too much. I forgot she is the enemy. Oh my gosh. I said too much. I know I did. I shouldn't have said that much. I pretty much just told her my entire hand. I don't know why I did that. Why? Why did I do that? That was bad. That was bad. At least I got some information out of her that I wouldn't have gotten before. So, I have a second place to go. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold by Saunders by a man named Alger Drake, owned by the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the libraries a visit. Oh wow, somebody got active with him. That's unfortunate. Now what are we gonna do?
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Sanity. Shaken. Mental trauma. Oh, jeez.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds for the truth. Okay. History of Darkwater. If y'all want to see that, I'll pause it for like 5 seconds so y'all can read it, or you know.
What happened here?
I didn't find anything that'd give me a
start
clue
over.
early on.
Where did they break in from?
They broke in from here.
Blood. Seemed like amateur work.
Yep, they came in, opened the door. Is there a trail of blood?
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Okay. He opened it there. We're missing a step.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Like I said, the burglar was rather clumsy. He tilted something over.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
It's the same thing that they...
What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Okay. I think this represents his ability to investigate getting tampered with.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key bears the elder sign. It is the only able to protect your psyche. It is a form of okay. Guys, I can't read everything for you. I'm sorry. Oh, geez. How did I miss all this?
Arkham editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
Oh my gosh.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Things are not looking good.
Still haven't found a body or anything. Okay.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It's possible for someone to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality. In order that they recovered and burned, the funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. Following messages of the capital importance. Whoever reads these lines demonstrates the security as sharp as mine and can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues of the combinations are found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Where life and study. Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered if celebrated. As the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for the organized chaos, I must admit that the reason usually prevails in the end. If by any chance a person, or should say a genius, were to match my intellect and find the combinations of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents to safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of the Miskatonic University. This content of the safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, so you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor suffer from your actions. Okay. Hopefully.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them. Drake talked about a particular volume.